The Zulu nation has a new king. The official coronation of King Misuzulu kaZwelithini unfolded in Nongoma today, despite many factional battles. For more on this, I'm joined by cultural expert, Professor Bhedlindaba Mkhize. Very good evening to you, Professor. Thank you for your time. The Zulu nation has a new king. All cultural rituals were concluded today. Talk to us about your reaction to the processes that we saw unfold in terms of the customary and the rituals that need to take place for a king to be, to be recognized.
Good evening to the viewers of the Newzroom Afrika. And I think I must start saying by the lovely Zulu phrase which says, Selphumile ilanga kwaZulu. That was actually normally said after the king has been put to the throne. Now, what we saw today was an event or a function that was last seen in 1954. And it was so exciting that it came at a time where we are living in a democratic country, where we have lost some of the traditions, values, and rituals, which are actually very much related to what happened today. Firstly, he had to go to Mgongweni, and from Mgongweni, he had to go out and do the hunting of Ibhubesi, which actually signifies that the king is the only person to be called Imbube, because Imbube is Ibhubesi. Now, in the Zulu tradition, we normally call that Ubeyofuna Umfowagwabo, his brother. Hence, he will be able to wear the teeth of Ibhubesi around his neck, and also that will strengthen him, that will test his strength, and also certain parts of Ibhubesi will be used together with the Intelezi to strengthen him to be a king, so that you'll be able to enter the kraal, within a kraal. Why I'm saying within a kraal, because there is that small kraal which is called Entlambelweni, where no one enters it. It is where he speaks to his ancestors, introduced by the elders, of which they did actually today. And because he killed that Ibhubesi, he had to come back, and a white bull had to be slaughtered, so that they use inyongo of that bull to cleanse his hands, because killing a lion, it's like killing a human being. So all that, it's a lovely history. It's a lovely way of teaching us how things used to be done. So it was a bringing back of what was actually done during his forefathers, of which, because that was never ever done to his father, the late King Zwelithini. So I think this is the affirmation that he is now the real king. Hence his name is Misuzulu. He is coming to Misa Uzu.
In the meantime, in the midst of it all, a bitter succession battle has played out in public, where we've seen the two other sons of the late King Goodwill Zwelithini also putting their hands up to say that they are the rightful heirs to the throne. Is it untoward to see these sort of tensions? I mean, you make mention of history. Perhaps it would be significant to go back and understand that the succession and the bitterness has happened before.
Yes, you are 100% correct, my dear. King Shaka killed his brother Sipujana, and King Shaka himself was killed by Mhlangane Ndingane, his brother. And from there has been a continuous killing of a brother and a brother, fighting the brother and the brother. Three things there: the use of the spear, the blood within a crop, which was actually something that was supposed to be cleansed according to an African tradition. So the history here prevails very well. Now, what we are seeing today is now the coming back of that history, but no longer in terms of spears, but now in terms of what I call is the loss of tradition, the privilege, because those who are actually saying, no, we don't agree with we are agreeing with so and so to be a king. For what reason? Because You know, when umntwana uFilimoni wakwafihla inqindi today, he confessed the first words which I heard for the first time, where he said, the late King Zwelithini went to his uncle, Nkosi Buthelezi, and say, Baba, manje sengiyahamba, sengiyolobola unkosikazi okuyena ozozala ini inkosi. I'm now going to take a woman. Tell the nation that I'm going to take a woman who will actually give the king. Why telling the nation? Because the nation had to put together the lobolo, and that woman to be loboled by the nation. And it happened. That's the first thing. The second thing is that he was actually told that he has to go and lobola that woman, the father, because he is going to be the king who is going to take over from him. Now, you see, that is the real history. Those who are actually saying, no, we don't accept him. It's me who's supposed to be a king. On what is that based? Because they know the tradition, they know the culture. What I always say is that if you take Smagade, for instance, he's the eldest son of the king. What's Smagade? If actually he should have conformed and not do all these things, he was going to be the greatest man, that he's the eldest brother, of which he's going to be the one who must actually guide and look his younger brother and whatever the case may be and so on. But because of what they did, he has actually lost that. The mere fact that now they brought in the third person, now it's no longer, and you can obviously see that, it's an issue here of privilege. Now remember, Misuzulu is the first king that is actually put into the Zulu kingdom's throne in democracy. There are so many things that are happening now in the democracy. There is politics that is playing a huge role. Patronization that is playing a huge role. The politics of the stomach. People are hungry today. They want to put someone of which I know my stomach would be fulfilled, of which I call it in my language. So it's quite a number of things. So I might choose someone because my stomach is going to be fulfilled, is hungry.
Professor Mkhize, thank you so much for weighing in on this discussion. Cultural expert Professor Bhedlindaba Mkhize talking about the coronation and the Amazulu nation. Let's go back